Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So today we're kind of going to talk about my progression in Diablo 3 over, I think it's been a week it's been out now, I'm not exactly sure. It's going to be for Season 2. And my hair, I know it seems a little bit different today. So you see there was this, electrical socket and I had this fork and it was a sparkly fork. And there was just something about that electrical socket. It was just calling my name, and a third party decided to inch my hand forward with the fork and poke at said socket, thus forming the chaos of life on my hair. Or I just decided to pick it out to take out some knots. Regardless, that's beside the point. I don't know if I can actually fit my headset on. I'm gonna see if this works. Oh, the resistance. Ah. Okay, it worked. Alright. I'm just connecting to Diablo here, and then I will go ahead and show you guys. So let's click scene 2. This scene? That's not the right scene. We're just going to go to this scene then. Here we go. Alright. So this is my character as of about, I don't know how long it's been out. I think it's been 2 weeks. I would type /played, but I don't know how to do that. Yeah, I don't know if there's like an actual command for it. But this is my seasonal character. And I know I've made some previous videos of my character, but this is, I don't know if it's going to be the last one or not. I don't know how much longer I'm playing Diablo for. Maybe a couple days and then I'm done. But I am really happy so far with the game. And I'm going to be making a video specifically on Diablo. So I'm going to talk about, I guess like my thoughts on it. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've gained that's new with my characters. So, I've got a Skull Grasp, nothing really special with the ring per se, but it was rolled very well. It's got Dex, it had some random shit stat, crit chance, and socket. Rerolled that shit stat for a crit damage, which can still go up to 50%. And then I've got Bane of the Powerful inside there. Just for now, Bane of the Powerful will be swapped. I'm going to swap it for Taeguk right here, just because I feel that this is more situational, although Bane of the Powerful is extremely good. I don't really think I need it per se. Maybe if I run, with groups, I might, I don't know. It all depends on the scenario, but it's here leveling just in case. The next gem I'm using, which is in my Ring of Royal Grandeur, which is my new one. I have 4 royal rings because I've been farming bounties like crazy. I've got my ancient one here, which I rerolled. I rerolled the CDR off for crit damage. Sorry, I rerolled the CDR. I don't know what I think I rerolled the CDR for crit damage, and everyone was kind of like, "Oh my god, don't do that." And yeah, should I have done it? Probably not. But at the same time, did it really matter? Not really, because I wanted crit chance and crit damage. This is my other royal ring, and this is my 4th royal ring. So my current royal ring has Dex, attack speed, crit chance, secondary resist, and has a socket, which I have a molten. I have the wildebeest gizzard. I didn't realize how strong this was until my chat was telling me. Some people were like, "That's stupid," and some people were like, "Yeah, that's really cool." So it starts off at 10,000 life regen per second, and it scales upward, meaning every level is 1,000 life regen per second, which is nuts. The level 25 one is okay. Gain an absorption shield for 200% of your total life per second. I mean, I guess with my friend's Barb Warcry, and if I leveled this up realistically, like, I can get another, 10 levels on this, no problem. 10 levels would put this at 34. So 34, let's look at our life per second. Add another 10,000, we get 61k. Add my friend's Warcry, 71k. 71 times 2, that's awkward. 71 times 2, that's what, 142? So you get 142k shield. That's not too bad. I mean, I've got 35% dodge, so if I'm fighting certain bosses, maybe I won't take damage. Maybe I will. It's kind of all over the place. So that's pretty much it. So some other stuff is I have a 3-piece Enas that I'm using now. The Enas gives me all 4 of my auras. It gives me the base effect, which is really nice. So going over the auras, sorry, the mantras, they're called mantras, I apologize. Going over the mantras, We have Mantra of Salvation, which gives me 20% resist. Mantra of Retribution, Gives us a chance to deal 101% of my weapon damage as holy to attackers and blocking. Yeah, it's okay. Mantra of Healing is a flat 11k HP regen. Mantra of Conviction increases the damage you deal to enemies. That's really cool. So basically, as a set bonus, we get 20% all res, 11,000 health regen, and 10% damage increase to targets. Of course, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe something there is not exactly what it says. It helps reduce Sweeping Wind to the Spirit by 70, which is going to be really awesome for whatever the hell this gem is pronounced as. So that's going to be really cool. I can spam Sweeping Wind to keep that going, since Sweeping Wind takes 5 Spirit. Then I've got my 4-piece Sun Wuku. I actually was spending a fortune rerolling my Sun Wuku Shines. It's a really good Sun Wuku Shines. It's got really pretty good dex. It's got awesome crit damage and an awesome crit chance roll. Excuse me, with a secondary of Fizzriz, along with reduced duration of crowd controlling and pairing effects, which I think is super good. Like, ideally, if you could get, I think, to my knowledge, these are some of the best. Like, a secondary resist as a monk, you don't need all res, and reduced duration of control and pairing effects. I don't know how diminishing returns works for that, but that seems super cool. Even though I am running Epiphany, I might drop it later on. It's cool, Epiphany is great. Reducing damage I take by 50% is awesome, but sometimes it's really annoying when I just and blink in and I'm just like, well, I didn't mean to do that. But we'll see. As of right now, it's pretty cool to have on. Alright, I think that pretty much covers... Oh yeah, I've got Crutus boots. I've got Crutus boots that I actually have been gambling for new boots. The boots are pretty solid. They've got movement speed, dex vitality, exploding palm damage. The secondary stat is not a resist. I want to have a resist, so I'm going to keep rolling them until I get it. But the reason why these are really cool is these actually saved me, like, these boots gave me the biggest damage increase in the world, and here's why. So, with this, you summon 2 Mystic Allies that fight by your side. You get 2 Mystic Allies. That also doubles the passive effect of the Mystic Allies. So if you look at the Mystic Allies, right over here, each Mystic Ally will give me 4 Spirit per second. 2 of them gives me 8 Spirit per second. Additionally, normally you would consume them to heal 100 Spirit. However, that's not the case. So I'm going to go ahead and myself and show you guys that I gained 200 Spirit off the Mystic Allies when I activate it. And that's full. That's really, really cool. So CDR for Epiphany and for Mystic Ally, wherever you can get it, that's not sacrificing too much, is really, really awesome. Those can be swapped out for other stuff. Personally, I found it to be the best right now to stay with Air Mystic Ally. You have options of switching between other things if you choose. Now, by doing that, since I gained a flat 4 extra Spirit, I ended up dropping Exalted Soul and running Unity. Each ally affected by your mantras increases your damage by 5% to a maximum of 20%, and has 5% increased damage. That works. So that'll work for my friend who plays a Barb. I haven't tested to see if it works on his Call of the Ancients. That's one thing I need to test. But it does work for my Templar, and I'm pretty sure it works for both of my spirits. So if I take these boots off, let me see if it will apply properly. It's kind of weird here. Hold on. I was testing it earlier, and I'm pretty sure that the Unity works off of my two little guys. Actually, I can just figure this out. See, 1365. I can just remove Mystic Ally and put like 7-sided strike. Yeah, you can see that the Mystic Allies do indeed give me the benefit. Let's go back to Mystic Ally on air. So that's pretty much it. I spent a lot of shit trying to get a new weapon. It didn't end up happening. I've also got a Leoric's Crown right now, which is rolled pretty nice as well. I'm using a life gem just because it gives me about 45% life with the effect of it. If I want to swap to cooldown later on, it's 1 gem. It's right here, and I've got it chilling right here. So I can just swap to CDR at any point in time. Now, another thing to note is I did find a Stone of Jordan. I found a lot of cool shit. But my Stone of Jordan is like super PJ terrible. So, I don't know what I showed you guys before, but I'm just going to run... I don't want to run a Greater Rift right now. You guys have seen it on the stream if you'd like. I'm just going to run a quick, regular T6. I think I showed a T6 last time. I apologize if I did. It should be a lot more smooth on my character this go around. So here we go. Now remember, I still have a lot of gems to level as well. Like, just leveling the gem up 10 times is giving me another flat 10,000 life regen per second, which I don't know if it works for my mantra of healing or not. Supposedly, you're supposed to get increased heals on your mantra of healing. I don't know if it doesn't scale just because that's a gem and it's not actual gear. I'm not 100% sure on how that works. But yeah, I can clear about Rift level 31 or so solo. I don't really have too much issue with that. Yeah, it's not really that difficult. But anything above 31 is when it starts to become solo. Is when it starts to become a pain in the ass. Feels like a really bad spot to fight them. And this guy was a shielder. Rip shielders. Pull him in. Now, a lot of people keep on asking me, why am I not using Wave of Light? And the simple answer to that is, so for one, this build works really well with my friends, because I pull everything in. Wave of Light has an insane spirit cost, and until I get, assuming I even get it, I forgot what it's called, the Wave of Light weapon that reduces the spirit cost of Wave of Light, I am not going to be using Wave of Light, because it's just so expensive. It's like super duper duper expensive to run it. The only thing I don't like right now is I'm probably going to switch my Exploding Palm hotkey, because I don't like having Exploding Palm on my, sorry. I'm going to switch my, my Cyclone Strike, because I don't like having Cyclone Strike on my left click, because it's really weird when I go to like taunt things. I like smack them from like range, and I can like taunt things from like across the screen. It's really weird. So I'm probably going to put Exploding Palm on my left click, and then put Cyclone Strike, I don't know, just work around my hotkeys a little bit. So far, I'm pretty happy with my character. I do need to get a new weapon. That's one of the main goals. I spent a fortune re-rolling my accessories, getting them how I like them, and I'm pretty happy with my accessories right now. Possibly I might get new boots. I don't really know yet. I might try to work around, maybe play around with different set bonuses. I'm not too sure either. Maybe if I get bored of this character, I might make him a lightning monk, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be done with Diablo before that happens. No pants. Let's hope we can get some Ina's pants. That is indeed Ina's pants. Cool. Gonna have to check those out after. But, like I said, I'm pretty excited to make the video on Diablo 3. A lot of people have been asking me to compare Diablo 3 to PoE. Can't really compare them, but I can make a video for you guys explaining, you know, kind of like the similarities and differences. But it's like a borderline thing. But I will definitely say that Diablo 3 gets way more hate than it should. The game is a lot of, it's really enjoyable. It's a ton of fun to play just in your off time. And even if you want to play it serious, there's a lot of people that do take the game serious and they compete, and you know, they spend tons of hours leveling up their Paragon. I mean, I'm only 245. I'm sure there's people that are like 700, if not over 700 or near 700 already. I could very well be wrong about that, but oh, we got some little angry guys over here. And I guess I can go over my runes for you guys, if you would like, because I don't think I went over all of them. Please note, though, that if you want... You know, there's an Ina's chest piece, too. That's awesome. Please note, though, that if you want to see my exact character, you can just go on my stream. You guys know it, twitch.tv/Pohx. And you can just type !profile, and it will come up with my character for you guys. I think that's Invoker, actually. Oh, this is gonna have Mount Lords and shit. God, I hate Mount Lords in like tier 35 rifts. Oh god, they just destroy me. My Outlords are so mad. The blue packs can like one-shot me. Alright, we've got the Rift Guardian over here, and it just so happened to be a Kappa Lord. Single target is where I definitely lack with my character. But the gem I was talking about, the Taeguk, whatever it's called, will help a bit with single target. But ideally, I'm not really built around single target. I'm built as the AoE or mobber. Can tank pretty well. I could do a little bit more with supporting if I needed to change my character around. But for the most part, you know, I think I get the job done pretty well with my character. All right, that's pretty cool. We got 2 Ina's pieces. That's like the chances of that happening is like what? All right, so let's go ahead over here. I hate Act 2. Let's salvage this up. Goodbye. Oops. All right. Let us do a little dance. Come over here, and we'll take some mystery boots. Oh, and then another gauge for people who are wondering. I have spent 16k blood shards? No, I don't remember how many. 17.3k blood shards have been spent on my character, and I'll just go over. I'm using Cyclone Strike with Eye of the Storm. Eye of the Storm makes it so it turns it into lightning damage and pulls, it basically costs 26 spirit instead of, I think it's 50 normally? Yeah, there we go. I'm using Mystic Ally with Spirit Regen, so it's Air Ally. You could choose, honestly, whatever you'd like. Water is good for support. Shut up. Okay, shut up. Water makes it so you slow everyone, so if you're using Cyclone Strike, it's pretty neat. Automatically slow everything as it gets pulled in. Fire, what the hell am I doing? I'm looking at, like, the wrong skill. Oh, no, yeah, this works. Fire Ally for damage. I don't really see much of a use because you're losing damage by not having more spirit, but I'm sure people can play around. Enduring Ally would be life per second. Could do something interesting with that, plus it's a full heal. I don't know what Enduring Ally does with 2 Mystic Allies with the heal, because it's already 100%. And then Earth Ally, yeah, it gives you a pretty big life boost, I guess. What else do we have? Epiphany. I like to run Epiphany with Desert Shroud for damage mitigation. I haven't really checked to see how good Ascendance would be for lightning for stunning targets. The biggest problem with it is when elemental damage is on the floor, it doesn't matter if you stun them or not, it's still on the floor. So that's why I like to take Desert Shroud. Inner Fire Epiphany could be awesome with a fire build. Let's see. Dashing Strike. I like to use Blinding Speed. Blinding Speed gives me a really nice dodge chance, 40% dodge for 4 seconds. Can keep it on almost permanently as well. I take Exploding Palm with Shocking Grasp. You can do Impending Doom if you want. I don't really want to go into the debate right now, but simply put, Shocking Grasp hits 2 targets at once, Impending Doom hits 1. If you do the damage, Impending Doom still does more damage than Shocking Grasp, but if you're stacking lightning damage, you can near the damage of your Impending Doom, and please note, this was very important, if your Impending Doom one-shots mobs, which it will, you cannot get a cascade effect, as they would call it, the cascade effect with your Gungo gear, because it one-shots, it cannot apply your Exploding Palm. If you use something like Shocking Grasp, that'll kill it in 2 hits, it'll just boom, and then brrr, and just chain reaction. That's my personal experience with it. I've played around with it for 246 Paragon levels, so I like the way my cascading has worked. Next up, I am using Sweeping Winds with Inner Storm for 8 Spirit Regen per second. You could realistically try out using like Cyclone if you wanted to. I don't really think it's worth it. I think dropping 8 Spirit per second is a lot, so I stick with Inner Storm. My passives, I run Unity now because I am able to spare the extra. Excuse me, I'm able to spare the extra. That's the word I'm looking for. Like I don't need as much Spirit Regen anymore. So this helps give damage to my allies, helps give me damage at all times, consistency. I'm running Resolve, which reduces the damage of enemy champions. If you don't want to run Resolve, you can run Seize of the Initiative, which is pretty good because the faster you hit, the more you can pull, the more you can pull, the more you can hit. The faster you hit, the faster they explode. Kind of goes and skyrockets there. You can run Transcendence if you want to heal a little bit more. Path of the Guardian if you end up dual wielding. Usually you don't with these setups, but you could do it. And what else is there? There's a pretty... Okay, you can run Determination since you're always mobbing things, or you can just run, where's the other one? Momentum. Momentum is another good one. So it's all for damage, really, whatever you'd like to do. Harmony is pretty much a must. It gives insane elemental resistances, and Sixth Sense reduces all non-physical damage. It's just a personal preference as well. My Paragon has been allocated as follows. I cap my movement speed from the Paragon tree with mine, since this plus your gear can only equate to 25% on your Paragon. I've tested it. Then the rest for me goes into Dex. My offense is going into max crit chance and then crit damage. My defense goes into all res, and then I don't really know what I'm going to go into, whether it be life, armor, or life regen, but life doesn't hurt until I figure out what I want. My utility is maxed AoE damage, and it's probably going to be a resource cost reduction. The more cost reduction I get, the less spirit I spend, the more sustained damage I do, the more I get closer to kind of playing around with my character. Alright, so let's, without further ado, identify these legendaries and see if we get any ancients. I can't tell if it's an ancient. If it has a green glow, is it ancient? Sad face and sad face. Well, let's take a look really fast. We've got a higher dex roll, but we've got an armor roll, and then I'd get a vitality roll. But that's Cyclone Strike. I don't really want to drop Cyclone Strike, but I always like keeping extras in case something stupid happens. Here I've got... I don't want this. So, it's meh. And I think this is Invoker. I think this is Invoker. I'm not 100% sure. Well, good to know that looks like my character turned into a witch doctor, boys. But anyway, I need to go increase my zombie charger's damage by 12%. So I will catch you guys later. Hope you guys have had a wonderful time, and I hope to see you guys all tomorrow. Take care, everybody.